Hey guys, Coach Chad here with a weekly update, a second recording of the weekly update, because apparently you have to turn your mic on when you do this. So heads up for all you out there. Turn your mics on if you're trying to record something. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. So at this point, I just want to do a little touch point as to where we're at and what we've all accomplished thus far and where we're going. Okay. And some of your tasks that you have to do this week. So this is essentially a quick little update or a weekly review. So thus far, you guys have received pieces of both your nutrition and your mindset workbooks, your participant guides. You are only maybe a few pages into a very long and lengthy process of a workbook that you will be receiving over the next 5 months. Now, within the nutritional philosophy, you guys have touch pointed on our basic nutritional philosophy, what flexible dieting is and how it works. And then we did a little bit of a deeper dive into the 9 success principles for fat loss or body transformation. So we talked about goal setting, energy in, energy out, protein, flexibility, and carbohydrates and fats, which you guys are now implementing into your MyFitnessPal macros. You guys are now tracking your foods in your 7 days. So you guys are getting all the information in that you are going to need to provide to your coaches to give, so that they have the tools to provide you feedback over the next couple of weeks. Okay. Then after that, in your nutritional workbook, you also had some information on your initial assessment and some of the things that we did there, as long as you also went over scheduling your success. So you should have taken time to go through your workbook and look at all of the events and maybe potential barriers for your schedule that are going to be in the way. So that way we can start planning it out and you kind of have that up here before you get there. We talked a little bit about why the program is so important to be a 6-month program and why the length of the program is imperative. And then we went over your progress check-ins, which is probably one of the most important tasks that needs to be done on a weekly basis. And this is recording your morning body weight every single day and averaging it for the week, because we want your average body weight. Secondly, to get your measurements on hip and waist measurements, which can be done in centimeters or inches, it does not matter, but then inputting that into your progress tracker along with your weekly average calories and protein levels. This is incredibly important that those are in there. It gives us a good snapshot of where you're at and what kind of progress you're making. Now, with the new caloric loads that we've given you, you should have been losing weight over the last little while. We kind of disregard Christmas and New Year's, but going into New Year's, when we started tracking from January 1st to the 7th, which means you only a couple days away, this Friday, you theoretically should be finished if you started on time. If not, that's fine. But the faster you get to it, the more you're going to learn, the more information we're going to have. So we certainly hope that you have all of that in your progress tracker by Friday, so that your coaches can review it and provide some feedback if need be. Also, within your progress tracker, you have your weekly reflections. And your weekly reflections is a place where the coaches will be looking and seeing how you're doing, seeing if there's any other issues that are coming up. And then another very important aspect is going to be your weekly question or questions. Make sure that you are inputting some questions into your progress tracker spreadsheets, sheet number 2. This is what the coaches are going to be going over and reviewing and responding to. So we will be having a response to all of your questions by the end of the week or into the weekend. So we need your guys' questions in for the last few weeks. Then if we move over to the Mindset Participants Guide, we discussed a little bit about what the Quantum Leap Project is, what we're all doing. And then you guys have gotten exposure to the first section, which is worthy goals, okay? This is the big one. This is the motivator one. This is the one that sets up everything else after it. So it's incredibly important. We discussed success, what it is, how you achieve it, and how we define success. Then we discussed belief, our limiting belief structures, and how we change belief. And we gave you some tools that you can use through imagination and visualization, things like that, that you can use to help you along your path. And then right after that, we did talk directly about imagination. You also had a bit of workbook stuff to write in throughout the week. So your workbook was an active workbook this week. And then the last one we discussed was goals. We went over the A, B, and C type goals. And the whole idea is that you went from understanding why you're doing what you're doing, and then the what's behind it, and the what kind of is the next step for you. And then you have to start diving into the imagination, okay, and diving into what your actual goal is, and get out of the routine of bouncing in and out of an A and B type goal and start focusing on a C type goal. Okay, that's where we're at right now. And then we discussed the creative process, and we finalized and finished up with you creating a wants list, a prioritized wants list, and then a want list manifesto, or a personal wants manifesto, which is essentially an opportunity for you to write out in detail. Take the opportunity to do this, please, to write out in detail all of the wants, all of your desires around your body transformation. Go into detail here with how it feels, what it looks like, how you move through the world, how you interact with people, what your relationships are like, what things change in your life. Okay, focus on the positive and focus on what you truly want, what you desire, and then write it out in the present tense as if you already have it. I have the workbook here printed out, and someone here is like, so when you think about your manifesto, you want to think it's very important. I'm going to read out here. It is very important that you give your mental energy to the building of an image that is good, that you image of the good that you desire. I'm sorry, I can't read. So take the time, take the energy to focus on the good that you desire and create that image. Begin to think about these wants as an image in your mind. Write about these wants existing in your life in the present tense. See yourself in possession of whatever it is that you want. So whatever your goals are, whatever your information is with regard to your body transformation, write it out in full and lengthy detail. Take extra pieces of paper if necessary. The more you do this, the more you sink into your imagination, the more you allow yourself to escape and just go into dream and fantasy land is incredibly important. That fantasy will build and will create and design that image that is so imperative for you, and it will help you create your goal, which is up in the ether right now, but eventually will become in its physical form your fact, your performance, your outcome. So it is very important you take some time to do this. So complete your personal want manifesto, go through all those things, and you will be up to date. And then next week, we're going to get into goal cards, where you actually have to write your goal card down. You have to get a little bit deeper into it. And then, of course, we also have our secondary check-in that's going to happen next week as well. So we're going to start to dive into that on the mindset side, as well as putting knowledge into action is one of our main steps. So it's the idea of the knowing doing gap. We're going to start to discuss that. Inside of the nutritional aspects, though, we're going to dive into some different aspects. We're going to start to dive into some of the numbers for body transformation, which I've discussed briefly, but you're going to get a little bit more details in that, as well as some of the exercise recommendations, which we're going to skip over a little bit because most of you guys are already active in this front. But at the same time, we can discuss some key components of NEAT and a few other aspects as well. So that's what you can look forward to over the next little while. But for now, please get your data in, please get your information in for your coaches, get your progress trackers completely up to date, and then let's go from there. Okay, let's keep it going, team, and we will see you soon.